Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to start something new. We're going to do a mixed media art journal page. And I'm going to go ahead and work in the journal that I've already started that I showed you guys last week. I'm not gonna lie, I've been stressing out all morning, which is really stupid, because A, it's been a while since I've filmed while I've been working, and B, this is still a new thing for me, where I don't have that like super confidence like I would with other things. Sometimes things come out awesome and sometimes they suck. So I don't know what's going to happen here. And there's so many more materials that we're going to be working with besides just paper and pencil. So we're just going to give it a go. And if it turns out to be a great disaster, well, we'll tackle that issue, I guess, from there. I'm also not sure about time. How long is this video going to take? And how long do you guys want these videos? I know that a lot of videos on YouTube are so much shorter. They're 45 minutes usually at the most, and I just don't. I don't know what's going to happen. So I may, just. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I guess we'll find out in the end. So I decided today that I was going to have blue as my theme. So we're going to use the my cyanotype pages, and I actually decided to make these as a collage pack and put them in Etsy. They won't look like this when you buy them. These were misprints on my computer, unfortunately, but they're still good and I don't want to waste them. So we're going to use those. But the ones that are going to be in Etsy are going to be, they'll look right. As long as they print right, they'll look great. So here's the thing about a blank piece of paper and doing this kind of stuff. A blank piece of paper can be really daunting. Like you're just like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. What do I do? Seriously, that's a thing. Blank paper. What do you call it? Yeah, sorry, words escape me today. Anyway, so this is my solution for that. I'm going to do some collaging of papers first on this page. Using scrapbook paper, you could use magazine pages, you could use actual book pages, like all the great ephemera book pages, music pages, whatever you have. Because in truth, 80% of what I put down on this page to start with is going to get covered up. Some of it's going to peek out through what I'm doing. But what it's going to do is it's going to give me a jumping off point so that I don't feel frozen because it's just a blank page. So I just pulled out a bunch of scraps of mine in the colors that I thought would work and some kind of cool patterns. Don't focus on doing this too much because seriously, it's going to get covered up. So don't worry about that. But again, it's going to help me just get started, because once you get stuff on there, then you start going, oh, okay, now it needs this, and oh, now it needs that, and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to use matte gel medium for this. This is Liquitex. You don't have to use Liquitex. There are lots of brands, many that are cheaper than this, but I usually get this at, Michael's or Hobby Lobby when they have a 40 or 50% off coupon. So it makes it better and more reasonable. But I will put some links to the materials that I'm using, links to the Etsy shop, links to all of that good stuff in the description box, either below or beside the video, depending on where you are, on what kind of a device you are watching from. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. So, yeah, literally to start with, I'm just going to, sorry, bear with me for a second. I'm just going to cover this thing with paper. So one thing that I am going to do, if you're working in a journal, in a pre-made journal, I do like to just stick some pages in underneath, just to protect everything that's going on underneath it. Yeah. Okay, so I have some water for my brush. I have a brush, and we're just going to start slapping paper down. This is kind of the fun, easy, no brain part because it just is. You don't have to, don't stress about where you're putting stuff, because it's all, again, like I said, it's all going to get covered up. So and actually it's kind of fun because then you're like, what colors do I want to do? I tend to like all my edges to be torn, just because I think that it looks better. You don't have to, have the outside edges torn if you don't want to, but you know what I think? I think that right now, since there's really nothing for me to tell you, I think I will just kind of double speed through the applying of the base papers. And then when I get those done, then I will be back to tell you what I'm doing next. Okay. Got that all dry. By the way, this is new to me. I love this heated craft tool. It's so quiet compared to what I was using before, which was my blow dryer. And it's small, and it works great for drying things quickly. So, yeah. All right. So now we're going to take some gesso. And I just put mine in a little, I buy mine in large containers and then just put it in small little containers. Just because it's easier. All right, and part of, you know, I think we're going to apply this instead of using a brush. Apply this with. Okay, so this is the part where I said we're going to cover up about 80% of what we just did. Maybe not in this first pass, but certainly in subsequent layers. So the gesso, I'm not sure that I like that. That's almost too much. You want gesso on your paper because it does help to, I don't even want that one. Bear with me, sorry. You want gesso on your paper because it helps for the different mediums that you're going to be using to take, so to speak. It's like a, I don't know, like a prep for all the other mediums that are going to come later. And I like the look of the palette knife as opposed to a brush. And I think it gives a slightly less coverage than a brush would. Sometimes though, I'll just come in and rub it with my finger. And if I ever, while I'm working on this, if I wind up like saying, ooh, you know, I've covered up too much of that, if I feel like I want a little bit of something showing a little bit more, I'll just use a baby wipe and rub it off. That's why covering your entire piece of paper with the matte gel medium really helps, because then if you want to come back in and rub it with a baby wipe, it doesn't ruin your paper. This is not a clean, neat hobby or art form. You definitely, it's definitely one that gets messy at times. just not sure. I think we're good though. I think we'll stop. All right, I'm gonna dry this and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're all dry and now comes the dilemma of adding some of these now or waiting until the very end, because some of this will get covered, but I think that's okay. I think that's okay. So I printed these on deli paper and had pretty good luck of just sticking it right through my printer. Now my printer is a straight feed printer, so I can't swear to you that it will work just as is in a printer that rolls. It might not. There's no way for me to test. But you could do it like you would do tissue, and this would work just as well printing on tissue. And I'm going to do a video on how I do that. And my only question is that I haven't, I don't know if I like that, is that I haven't sprayed these. So we're gonna see. They've been sitting for a while. They're not freshly printed. They've been sitting for a while and they're not freshly printed, so hopefully the printer ink won't smear too badly. Well, I'm just making a mess. It's hard to, sorry if I know I'm getting off. My dilemma was really pulling the camera out far so that you could see a very large portion of my table, so that when I'm doing stuff like ripping papers or whatever, you can see what I'm doing, because it's not natural for me to pull my hands up here in front of the, yeah, we're gonna put this down like that. It's not natural for me to pull my hands up and do it out here, but I'm trying. Okay, so more of the matte gel medium. Oh, it's bleeding. You know what though? In this case, I don't care too much. So normally I would spray these with a varnish, like a Krylon matte finish varnish. Right now, I really don't care, because the theme of the page is blue, and it's bleeding a little bit blue, so I'm okay with that. I kind of like it. It kind of tints the fern blue a little bit. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I actually kind of like it. It's like adding paint to. All right. So for me, what happens when I'm doing a journal page is that more times than not, I have no idea where the page is going to go. I just do a layer and then do another layer and do another layer. There's a wonderful mixed media collage artist. Her name is Sean Petit. And she said it very, very well. I was watching one of her videos, and she said, the choices that I'm making are the best choice that I can make right now. So I never know what I'm going to do. Like perhaps, you know, now I'm going to have to go back over this again with some more gel medium. That's okay. I'm going to do the best choice for me for where the page is right now. So I'm good with this right now, and we'll just, so I got a couple of ferns in there. Let's see if I want to try something else. I kind of like these guys here. But you can, I get lost when I'm in here by myself and I'm just doing a page. Sorry, I'm gonna move this out of my way here. And I'm just doing a page. I get lost. My brain is shut off from anything that might be going on. And all I'm thinking about is what I'm doing. And it's a really wonderful place to be, in my opinion. I'm gonna just leave that white edge on there, glue this down, and worry about tearing it off later. But you see how as you just keep on adding more and more layers, the previous layers get covered up, and it's okay. It's really, really okay for that to happen. That's why I said don't kill yourself trying to figure out, okay, well, I kind of don't like that pink. Trying to figure out the first layers, because they're all going to get covered up. So if you ever forget to spray your printed images, like I did, I didn't mind what was happening here. But on this one, it was bleeding pink. So you can just come in and wipe it with a baby wipe and get that off. And then once this dries, this initial first layer, it shouldn't bleed anymore, and I should be able to continue on. I'm probably not being quite as careful as I could be as far as like trying to make that not wrinkle. But also don't forget that you can cover anything up with gesso. So if you make a mistake, if you get something that you just really hate, you just cover it up with gesso. Start over. No big deal. All right, I'm going to dry this, and then we are going to add some more gesso, and then we're going to break out the stencils and the what's the word? The light modeling paste. Okay, so I'll be right back after this dries. Okay, all dry, and I am going to put some more gesso on, but this time I think I am going to use a brush. And basically what I'm going to do is just kind of get this blended into the rest of what's going on the page. I'm going to add some more darker blues in with some, I think, my acrylic ink. So that'll kind of also help to bring everything together. Actually, I kind of like the wrinkly, the wrinkly paper. It kind of let me put some texture. Okay, getting there. Getting there. I'm going to go wash my hands and let this dry. It kind of still got pinky colored. Okay, so lesson learned. I need to absolutely not forget to spray my pages printed on an inkjet printer, because I do like to bleed. Okay, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I still had a little bit of bleed through here. Again, my fault for not spraying my prints before I started playing with them. And part of me is kind of going, if I added some purple in here, that might not be bad. So we'll see. I might cover it. I might embrace it. I don't know yet. Okay, so speaking of Shawn Petite, she has a line of her own stencils, and this is one of those. This is Geometric Leaves. So I think that I'm going to use that here, but I kind of want to tape off some areas that I don't want to use. Let's see what happens here. So I want to go here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape there. Hang on, I'm thinking. I don't want to cover up too much of the, we'll start there. Okay, so this is Golden Light Molding Paste. You will also hear this stuff called modeling paste. Molding paste, modeling paste, it's all the same. However, I very much prefer the light version because it's fluffier and lighter, and there's just something about it that for me it just seems to work a lot better for what I like to do. It also stays more white. The other modeling pastes that I've tried, they seem to go gray. So I just really like this one. So I'm going to put a little bit on my why is my brain not working? Palette knife. A little bit on my palette knife. Holy moly. And I'm just going to scrape it through the stencil. And some of the areas I want covered quite well, and some of the areas can be, you know, a little less covered. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I like that. Let's come over here and actually, let me think. I think I might want to put some right here. Okay, let's do some, let's do it over here. Debating on where I want it to go. Okay. I'm just going to blend some of these away with my fingers. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm gonna go, I know there's a lot of stopping and starting, but that's kind of the way it is. So I'm gonna go wash my stencil. You could also have a bowl of water or something to, you know, like a flat pan of water to stick it in, but I'm gonna go wash it and figure out what I'm gonna do with this. We might be adding some purple to the page. Okay, well, I'm learning a big lesson, and that is, again, to make sure that I spray my printed pages. So what may wind up happening is I may wind up changing the color scheme of this page and bringing in some purple, but I'm going to start with seeing if adding some white just tones it down a little bit. I'm not necessarily trying to cover it up completely, but sure would love to just tone that down a little bit. So we'll see if that helps. Or it might just soak right in through it's soaked through so far everything that I've put down that I've said, oh, it won't soak through. And then what did it do? It soaked through. So we'll just have to see. When I add the blue that I'm planning on adding, it's really going to change the way that this page looks anyway. So I'm not worried about it too much. I actually kind of think that the pinky purple color looks kind of pretty, so sometimes happy accidents occur. It kind of looks like a hot mess right now, but I think I think it will come together and be better. All right, let's see if that softens that a little bit. And sometimes when it dries, that's when the changes happen. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna. I have some letters that I want to put, some script that I want to put on here, and other stuff too. So let's just let that do its do its thing, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that seemed to kind of help soften that and blend that out a little bit, and so I'll decide what to do later. In the meantime, I want to add some of this. This was printed on deli paper. I could have done it on tissue paper. I just did it on deli paper. I don't know why, but so I'm gonna add some of this on here. And if you don't know, Etsy is full of graphics that you can print in addition to the ones that I have in my store. There's all kinds of digital download graphics that you can print for this kind of stuff. So, all right. These, did I say that these were sprayed? Yes, these were sprayed. I actually used Kamar varnish for these. You could probably use any spray varnish, whatever the varnish is of your choice, but there's just something about that one, the Krylon Kamar varnish, that I really, really like. So let's put this down. The fun thing about printing on this really thin, whether it's tissue or the deli papers, is that they just kind of blend into the page. Tissue paper a little bit more so than the deli papers, but they go over the top of any texture that you have, so that it doesn't so that it, like if you were to stamp, you'd have a hard time stamping on top of texture, but these just kind of blend in, which I really like. I love to be able to just keep working in layers, one layer after the other. And okay, now I'm going to come in here with my, let's see, it might not work now. I was going to try and just scrape away some of this, but it's the deli paper, it's not tissue, so this isn't going to work. But if I was had printed this on tissue, I could come in and kind of scrape away with my finger the paper and make it a little bit less obvious of a of an edge there. That's okay. It's not bothering me. It's fine. Okay, now I do have somewhere, what happened to it? Oh no, I did have another bigger quote. That's the problem with working with a fan and tissue paper. Stuff disappears, so I'm gonna need to find it. Where'd it go? That's not it. Okay, I need to find my quote, and I'll let me find that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am going to glue a couple more things on here. What do I eat? Gel medium. So I found my little piece of paper here. Now this is on tissue, so it's much thinner and quite a bit more delicate. But it also disappears into the page. So you won't even be able to see the, I want to make sure it's straight. There's something I hate about if I put something on here and it's not straight, it will drive me crazy. Is that straight? Yeah, I guess that's straight. Okay. All right, down you go. Commitment. We're doing it. Oh my gosh. Okay. See, the tissue just disappears. Gone. And then all you have is the words left, which is awesome. Okay, so this is one of these. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. One of these sheets that I cut out. I sprayed it this time with varnish, and then I cut it out. And I'm thinking I'm gonna add it to the top. So let's just do it. I hope that, yep, it does. Okay. All right, there we go. Get on there. I probably should have done it the other way around. Put the words on last. That's okay. All right, I want to make sure that's really on there good. And you can see that we don't have a bleeding problem because I sprayed it. We just have an arrangement problem. Come on now, there you go. There we go, down, down, down. Okay, come on now. I think I'm gonna just let it be. If I try messing with it, I'm gonna make it worse, so. And I might, after this is dry, be able to go over that with a pen. But I like it so far. We're doing okay. Again, not happy about the pink. So we're gonna be, we're adding pink. We're adding a purple pink to the page because otherwise I will get really frustrated. Okay, we're gonna let this dry. And then we're going to add some stencils. I think we're going to use some of this Punchinella, but I also have regular stencils we could use. And we're going to add some acrylic ink, and then I think we're going to be done. So a little bit more drying. All right, so we're going to add some acrylic ink now. I haven't used this one or even played with this one yet. This is by Daler, this is by Daler Rowney, and it is indigo. And I'm really enjoying these acrylic inks. They are like playing with watercolor, but they're permanent when dry. So I have some paper towels ready and I have a spray bottle of water. And here we go. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to take some of this. I'm going to start with just putting a drop down, and then I'm going to spray it and let it do its thing. I'm really into drippy right now, so I think I'm going to leave that be drippy because it's cool. Let's do some more. Make sure you clean up your table before you put your book back down again. Okay, how do I feel about that? I feel okay, but I think that it needs a little bit right in here. Okay. Let's do I'm trying to decide where I want another drip, or if I want it, maybe two side by side would be best. Let's do that. Okay, not really side by side, but I love this mat. This mat is just the bomb. It's a Tim Holtz mat, and nothing sticks to it. It cleans, like everything just wipes off. It's really fabulous. You know what? I kind of really, now I'm getting more of a, this is going to sound weird, but I'm getting more of a rainforest vibe than that tropical Hawaii kind of vibe that I had before. But I think I need one more drip. I actually like that really dark right there, kind of. Maybe I want to leave. Okay, rainforest. Here we go. Drip. Okay, I like it. I'm going to just dab up this. And just send that back this direction a little bit. Okay, I like it. All right, now I am gonna put some stuff around the outer edge here. And I am gonna do some, still debating on See, that's going to bring it back into the purpley look. So maybe we don't accentuate it any more than it already is, and we just go with that little bit, and I can cover some of that up. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do this purple. I think adding the blue helped. And those colors almost kind of look like they were intentional now, so that's fine. I don't want to do anything until this dries, and then we'll come in and add some other fun things. And we're close to being finished. It's funny with mixed media pages and art journals and all of that stuff where you're just doing layers and layers and layers. It's hard to know when to stop and when, like, there's a line, like you don't want to stop too early, like before it's finished, but you don't want to keep going until it's just, you know, too much. So I'm close to being happy. I might want to put something right here, like I don't know, we'll figure it out. I don't know yet. All right, so I'm going to dry this with the heat gun, the heat tool, and we'll keep going. Okay, let's add some stencils. I do tend to really like Punchinella. Ooh, and the colors, the colors on that right now are like, ooh, those are good colors. But I also really like this stencil from Tim Holtz because it's not as perfect as the Punchinella. So let's start there and see what happens. I've got some pretty thick, the paint here is pretty thick, so I don't know. Ooh, it's scary. It's scary. Okay, just do it. Just do it. I don't know. I don't know about that. So quickly, quickly, I might make a mess. I might ruin it, right? I might ruin it right now. I felt pretty confident in doing that because I figured the worst that could happen was that it would spread blue all over that area, which was fine. So there you go. That's one of the nice things about, again, making sure that all your papers are well covered with gesso or matte medium or whatever. The acrylic paints don't really soak in, so you have a little bit more working time with them. So that makes me happy that I was able to get that off. I don't know why, but I just, something about it I didn't like. Pardon me while I try and clean up my mess. Again, man, everything just wipes off of this mat. I just cannot. One of the best, one of my most favorite crafting things, makes for getting messy a lot easier. Okay, so now I need to rethink a little bit here. I'm gonna break out the Punchinella. And I don't know what color to do. I thought I wanted to do blue, but there was something about that particular blue that I didn't like. I pulled out some Payne's Gray. here. Let's go with this deep midnight. This is feeling a little bit better. This deep midnight blue. This is just a Deco Art paint. Oh yeah, that's gonna, I think that's gonna be better. Okay, let me try for one more sponge. I do like to work with dry sponges because damp sponge, you know, wet sponges or even damp sponges tend to just add too much water into the mix, and then it can bleed through. So let's try this. It was that, I think it was the color that I was just not happy with. That's better. If you don't have Punchinella, like I said, that Tim Holtz stamp is a pretty good alternative. Okay, I'm happy with that. So let's, where do I want to put more? Let's see, where? Let's come over here. I might come on top of this with some white. Or some gold. I don't know. I want to be careful not to put it on here to where it feels all like like perfect. But I think I'm going to put this, I'm going to put it on here, and then I'm going to rub some of it off so that it's kind of fainter. Or maybe we don't even, maybe we just do that. That's kind of what would happen if I rubbed it off, so I'm okay with that. And actually, so I'm just squeezing this, the paint out of here. And now that it's partially dry instead of being wet like it was before, I'm gonna just come in and just stress that a little bit. Okay. Looking for some white now. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of white on here. And this is kind of the way I work. It's like forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Layers, cover the layers. Add more layers, cover the layers. But I think it makes for more interesting pages that way. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to go too, I'm starting to feel like it was looking good before, and now I'm ruining it. All right, we're almost done. Yeah, we're almost done. Okay, so let's, while that's drying, I'm going to take a pen. Now, if I had put this on second, I wouldn't have to do this, but I didn't, so that's better. All right, let's think about doing some outlining. Could use a Sharpie. Don't think I want to use a Sharpie. I'm leery of using my really good fine liners. But I don't want the line to be thick, so we better just try it. Let's try to start with, I'm going to start with an 005. And I don't know if I want it to be a perfect outline or if I want it to be sketchy and messy. You know, so it looks more artsy. I think we're gonna go a little bit crazier, a little bit messier. I'm not pushing down hard because these fine line pens, they have a very delicate tip. I could use like a pencil of some kind, like a Inktense pencil or something like that, and then rub it out, you know, smudge it or put water on it and make it look grungy. I tend to like the thinner lines rather than really big, thick lines. Okay, I like that. I am feeling pretty good about this. Now, do I want to do some darkening around the edges? Not those. Oh. Okay, Inktense pencils are really nice for going around the edges. I could also do like charcoal. Let's see, do we go with a blue-ish color or do we go black? Good question. Or brown? Dark brown? I'm kind of feeling, oh, I can't decide. This is my sheet. See, we could do deep indigo around the outside, but I don't know if it would be quite dark enough. We could do Payne's Gray, which is pretty much the same. or we go, let's do neutral black, 69. Well, 69 for me. 2120 is the number of the Derwent ink tints. And let's just do it. Let's start here. I'm gonna go around the edges. This is, gosh, I've been putting stuff on edges of paper for as long as I can remember making art. All right, so I'm going to take my water brush. I'm debating on if I like it just as it is without it or not. Oh, goodness. I'm not sure what I want to do. This was that edge, that paper edge that I left loose. And I actually kind of like the look of it being messy. So we'll just leave it kind of rough and raw like that. All right, I'm pretty happy with the way that this has turned out. And I don't know if it needs anything else or not. Something here. Just got all kinds of just stuff, you know. And that's another nice thing about printing on tissue, is that you can either stamp or print on the tissue, and then as you're building, you can kind of go, well, do I like that here? You know, you can kind of see through and be able to tell if that's something that you want to add to your page or not. I stamped a whole bunch of these. Kind of like this one that's, I may not use it, but let's just look. So I have some stamps and I just used permanent ink onto the tissue. So you can kind of look and see if you I like part of me really likes that, and part I know you're gonna think I'm weird. You guys are gonna think I'm weird, but I think I'm gonna add that. Let's just look one more time, see if sideways is better. I'm gonna add it. Okay. Just do it. What's the worst that can happen? Nothing bad can happen, because it's just fun. It's just, there's like no seriousness about this. This is just for play and just for fun. Was it really necessary to add? Probably not. Am I upset that I added it? Nope. In fact, I'm going to take another one. And then we're going to be done. This is going to be it. So I'm just tearing it out of the tissue. And I'm going to tear it in half. Well, at least let's add this one. Tearing off even more of it. There we go. Let's pull off this. Well, so much for me trying to make shorter videos. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, that's it. Done. I am good with that. And it was fun, and I enjoyed getting messy. And is it like the greatest masterpiece of all time? No. But I'm happy with it. It kind of feels like a rainforest to me. So there we go. If you enjoyed this video and you like watching my channel, please give me a like. You know, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy here. I'm debating on doing something here. I'm gonna take a white pastel right here. It is white, right? Yep, white. And just pull out that shape a little bit. Okay, so it's the next day, and I was thinking about the spread as it was, and it wasn't done. I wasn't ready for it to be finished. There's some things about it that I don't like. So as you can see, and of course, you know, this happened at like 10 o'clock last night when I get over anxious, and I'm like, what do I need to do to, you know, fix this? I was going to just, you know, do it for myself and leave the video as is. But I thought, no, I'm just going to film again today and show you guys what I did so far, but also what I am going to do, which I don't even know what that is yet. So as you can see, I added a butterfly, and that was just cut out of a collage sheet that I have had for years. But I did do some search on Etsy. Let me tell you, there are some wonderful collage papers and downloads on Etsy that you can get for any of your mixed media projects. So if you want to do butterflies, there's lots and lots of collage sheets of butterflies there on Etsy. And then I was looking at my the papers that I had printed of the cyanotypes, and I realized that after adding all of the paint to blend them in to the page, I had virtually covered it up to the point where really all you saw was the the little blue bits between the leaves instead of the leaves themselves. And so I decided that I was going to go in, kind of like what I did on this one. I was going to go in and outline these leaves because I felt like it really needed it. So that is what I am going to be doing. So I will probably just zip through this part because there's nothing exceptional about doing this. There's something sometimes that I really like about that messy, sketchy look. And it's not natural for me to be messy, but I love it. I love the look when I see it being done. It's like, I love that. And so I just sometimes have to push myself to try and get that little bit sketchier, messier look. And it's just, you know, it's just one of those things that I have to try and do, which is fine. Okay, so I'm going to zip through this because now the video is even longer. I was kind of hoping to keep these videos to like 45 minutes so that people didn't get, you know, bored and such, since this isn't really something that you can actually, like, you know, follow along with like the coloring videos. I don't want everybody to get bored, but I don't know how to make them shorter unless I continue to cut out bits. So I don't know. And then also, as you can see, I have raised the camera up because I noticed in the when I was watching the footage back and in doing the little bit of editing, I noticed how often I was out of frame, which makes it hard. So if you need to see it closer than what it is, don't forget that you can, if you're watching it on a mobile device, you can pinch the screen, spread it out with your fingers and make the picture bigger. So, all right, so I'm gonna do these, and then I'm gonna come back, and I think I'm going to add some more of this and maybe some more paint. I don't know. It's just, it's not done. So I figured I would finish it here on the video rather than doing it without you. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I think that is, I think that's better. All right, so I have printed one of my, the cyanotype pairs, the collage sheets from my Etsy shop. And this time I printed it on tissue paper. So I'm gonna just go ahead and, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. Sometimes it's easier to work with it with the paper backing on it, and sometimes sorry, my fan is sometimes makes things a little bit more difficult. All right, so trying to decide. I really like this one, and there's really nothing over here that's making me feel like I'm going to be covering up anything too fantastic. So I'm going to try this. One of the things I think I need to get better at which was where I made the mistake here, was tearing too close to the subject matter, so to speak. And so when I go to add my paint to blend the piece into the page, I wind up having to cover up too much of the subject matter. Whereas if I tear it much bigger than what I actually want, I think I'll have better luck. So you go, see, I'm so bad at it. I just keep taking, I don't know. We'll see. I'll get better. I've got things I've got things that I have to work on too. All right. So how am I going to do this? That works. So this time I didn't make the mistake of not spraying the paper. So it's been sprayed with Krylon Kamar varnish. I just think it needs to be added because I wanted these to kind of be the focal point of the page. And I wound up covering so much of it up that kind of defeated the purpose. So, all right, let's try this, and then I'll use some, again, we're gonna have to kind of work it into the, to make it kind of melt into the page, but sorry, trying to find my stuff. There we go. So there's my, whoops, where did my finger go? Turn my head for 1 minute and, okay. Yeah, so the matte gel medium, I linked a different brand in the description box down below because it's half the price, and I've used it, and it's a great alternative. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly good. So if you're buying on Amazon, it's half the price. So all right. So I left some of this, again, I left some of this on here because I want to be able to put paint on and not cover up too much of what I just added. Oh, but it works so much better once it's sprayed. I'm not spreading printer ink all over the place. Much better. Okay, and I like bringing some of this color over here. All right. So I will dry that real quick, and then we'll come back and carry on. You know what? I take that back. I think I want to show you what I was trying to do on one of these other pages. The difference with the tissue is that when you put it on and then you put your matte gel medium on, if you want to, you can come in with your fingernail and kind of scrape away. Anything that you want to. If you want to give it a little bit, you know, more uneven look, I think I'm going to do that here too. Just head's probably right there in the frame. But you get a little bit more uneven edge than if you try and do it first with the, you know, tearing of the paper. You can make holes in it, you know, you can, this is what's kind of cool about it, is that you can come in and do stuff like that, which I like. All right, we'll leave it there. So I'll be right back as soon as it dries. All righty, so I already like it better. So yay, that's good. Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna try. I think for me there was too much white on the page, and I am a lover of white. Yeah, I'm a lover of white, but in this case, the page, kind of, like I said, I felt like it kind of took on this like cool rainforest feel. And a rainforest is like dark, I think. So we're gonna get rid of some of this white. And I really just want to use my fingers. So I have my wet wipes, which, by the way, oh, this just is a mess. I love my little, my little wet wipe holder. It's so cool. Anyway, so there, now I have some wet wipes easily at hand, and I'm gonna try adding this just with my fingers. I think the color is a pretty good match. Might have to go over it a couple times. The thing that's fun for me about this particular art form is that you never know where it's gonna take you. It's hard for me to have a hard and fast plan when I am doing these kind of pages, because layer after layer after layer, and you know, before you know it, your plan is gone completely out the window. Because with every layer, you know, it changes, and you need to adjust. You need to adjust the plan of where you thought that it was going to go. And in a way, that's the fun part for me, is just going on this little journey and seeing what happens in the end. I never quite know. So there you go. I enjoy that part. All right, now I am going to break out a brush. And I'm going to put some of this in here. Whoops. It's a little bit too wet. Covering up all my nice text there, but I think that's okay. kind of like the white, sticking out right there. So I think I'm going to leave that. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of this blue paint. Okay, I feel good about that. I want to put some of this up here. It's better. I like it already better. Okay, so let me sit here and absorb this for a minute. I think I'm going to put a little bit in here. Okay, now, don't laugh, but I'm going to come back in with some more white. I'm allowed to laugh at myself though, so yeah. Do I want to use paint or do I want to use gesso? Gesso is a little bit more translucent generally than paint, I think. So I'm just going to take a little bit of it on my finger. Get my wipe ready in case I change my mind. What I'm trying to do is, I don't necessarily want like heavy solid blue, but I definitely wanted more blue than I had. So, all right, now let's see if I wet wipe. Not to pull it off completely, but just to kind of help smear it a little bit. That's better. Okay, I actually, you know what? Let's take some of this because I really liked this kind of effect. So I'm gonna do that. All these layers to me just make the piece so interesting because it's not just one thing. It's a leaf here and leaves here and this layer and that layer, and they all blend together to make something really wonderful. Sometimes it's not so wonderful, but sometimes it is. And either way, I had a wonderful time doing it. So that's why I do it. Now see, this was really natural. It happened very organically. This was me trying to make it look the same and not succeeding very well. So I'm going to work on that a little bit more. Well, it is what it is, I guess. It's not really pulling out the way I had hoped that it would. All right, I'm not gonna stress about it much more than just right here. I'm not gonna stress about it, she says, as she keeps working it. Okay, that's fine. That's good. We'll stop there. Okay, am I happy? I'm definitely happier than I was when I ended yesterday. It has a much more rainforesty feel, which I really like. Okay, question about this. I'm not sure. Not sure. I like it. I guess I like it. Yeah, all right. I'm not gonna worry about it. Do I want to do, let's see, let's get some. That. And I don't think I want to do any shading underneath the butterfly. I don't think so. I really like the way the kind of words are showing up from behind the leaves on this one. I might try to do a technique like that in the future. That's kind of cool. I quite often use vintage dictionary pages and book pages and stuff like that as a base, and those all kind of peek out through in little places, which is really fun. But I didn't do that this time. Okay, I don't know. Why do I want to do this? This could be a really big mistake. But I'm doing it. I'm committing. Okay, there's only one thing. Do I want to use black for that? So I could use black, or I could break out some gold. Good question. Okay, so this is I have a whole set of these micron pens, and they're so fabulous. And they don't, if you put water on them, they don't bleed. So they're good for if you're working with mixed media. So as you can see, there's a lot of the stuff that went on in the beginning of the page that you don't even see. And I'm okay with that. Sometimes I see a lot of it in a page, and sometimes I don't see any of it by the time the page is finished. And that's okay, because like I said in the beginning, it gives me something to start with. It gives me an inspiration to get going, because otherwise I'm staring at a blank page, not knowing what to do. So that's okay. All right, guys, now I'm finished, and I'm so much happier with this piece now. I don't know if you experience that, where you're just like, you finish a page or whatever, a piece of art, and it just like is on your brain, like I don't like it, it's not done, it's not done, it's not done. I really like this finished page. So yay. Okay, I'm sorry the video was so long. I don't know how to make them shorter unless I speed through everything, and I certainly could do that. I mean, I know there's lots of YouTube artists that you know, they talk to you. Sean Petit, the one of the mixed media artists that I follow, she talks beforehand about what she's done or doing, and then it's just a kind of a speed through of the page. I don't know what's right. I don't know, you know, I don't know what's right. But anyway, this is turning out to be my typical hour-and-a-half long video. So I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If any of those things happened, please, please, please give this video a like. It makes a huge difference in how the video gets seen, allows my channel to grow, and we all want that. So until I see you again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Love to you all. Bye.